What do you reckon, Lou? First thoughts?
Looks pretty damn good. Clear water, really clear.
Cool place.
Yes, cool place, quite big. What do you reckon? 70 odd?
Well, we can only see half of it, I think. Bosh, it's a fish. The guy, the fish drives a tractor. Look at that, look! It's off-roading. Right, well, hello. Welcome to another Public Projects. We've just arrived at our first and hopefully final lake of the trip for once. It's a big old lake, a little bit daunting when we first saw it, but we've also seen some fish. Accessibility isn't exactly on our side. The track seems more like a off-road course, but we've got barrows and we can get anywhere we want. What do you reckon, Lou?
Does look good, doesn't it? Currently checking out the path.
Yeah,
We've
it's
just walked around to see if it's
we can actually get the van down.
van worthy. Doesn't
So-
look too bad.
This bit doesn't, but some bits are worse than others, so
Slushy, didn't it?
exactly. See you in a bit. Made it through. I think that's the hardest bit to get round, so yeah, they've left me now. So I've got a long old walk on my own, but looks like we've ended up in a good area. We've seen fish, we've seen fizzing, and there's plenty of water, and we can use a boat here as well. Breakfast!
Well, hello and welcome to another Public Projects. This time we're in France. It's around midday. We've drove all through the night and we've arrived to this big expanse of water that we found in kind of the north of France region. It's around 70 acres in size. It's clear that the water level's up really high for whatever reason, a lot of rain, or there's a field over the back where a river is and stuff, so it's obviously come into the lake. So we had a good walk round where we could, and we actually found some fish pretty quickly. As I say, it was about 6:30 in the morning, so the light was just getting settled and the mist was rolling across the lake, and we see a couple of heads show in one area. So we drove round and checked another area out, and we found fish here too, and this is where we are. We've been kind of messing around for a few hours, getting things sorted, having a good old watch, and as we always do, we do our little draw with a little straw we pick out.
Do you go first?
Not really.
I can't even remember what way around they are, so.
So is it the longest gets first
The
pick?
longest gets first pick, yeah. Get the sun on it, there you go. Can't even remember.
I win again!
I got the
shortest
You always win. You always win. You're a mind reader. Well, I didn't even know myself about it.
Show me a stick.
K-Dog's got it.
Actually, mine's bigger.
Oh yeah, you won, Lou. Bigger in every way. Yeah, I won, and I've chosen the swim which is actually away from the other one where Lou and Trist are setting up. I've got an island to my left. We've had a lead about and it's actually a really deep lake. It's probably about 14, 15 foot and absolutely full of weed, which we didn't expect. Luckily we've got the boat with us, and we are allowed to use it on here. And as I speak, Trist's out there having a look around for some spots. I've had a little lead around, as I say, very weedy. I have found one little spot so far, but yeah, it's exciting. We know that there is a few big fish swimming around in here. Not sure how big, but we know they're big. And yeah, hopefully over this 3 nights we've got, we can winkle out a couple of public lake carp.
Is it?
Oh. Oh. Got your heart going a little bit. The spot works. Take that as you will. Well, thought I was into a carp. I literally just got into bed. Like, literally. Hadn't even, like, sorted myself out. And, yeah, right hand rod went. One I nearly replaced earlier. And, unfortunately, it's not a carp. It's much bigger than a carp. But it's not what we really wanted. I never caught a big one of these before. And I didn't really want to either. But here we go, a massive catfish. Ugh, the state of that. Ugh, his tail's so big it's rubbed my leg. Oh god, it's disgusting. Sorry, I'm a bit of a girl with this sort of thing.
They've got teeth, you know.
Yeah, they've got bristles.
No, they've got teeth. Like pike.
The size of him. That's a 50-pound catfish. It's massive.
Does he feel heavy?
Yeah, nice French catfish. Anyway, here we go now. Ugh. The whole way in, that felt like a carp.
Did it?
The whole way in. It took out my other rod, which is next to the other one at 250 yards. So, yeah, now I have to re-tackle up because I had to cut all my line. Retrieved it all, obviously. But, yeah. It's quite a task ahead. And I just thought I was going to get my head down. So, and I'm covered in snot. I would have rathered a bream.
Wow.
I would have rathered 3 or 4 bream than that.
Yeah, so I got into bed and about 5 minutes later, my left hand rod dropped back. And I've reeled that all the way in and I'll have a proper look in the morning, but there's just lead core wrapped around the rig. No idea. Put it down. Went straight back to bed, I'm knackered. And what is the time now? Again, not long. The other rod's dropped back. And I've had a catfish. I was just trying to decide earlier what's worse, a cat or a brain.
What would
I
you
still
rather?
don't like. I'd probably rather a brain.
It's ugly, isn't they? Well, they're both ugly, but no need for it at all.
Sorry, but I'm going to blind you.
That's alright.
Hi, mate.
Hello.
It's turned into quite an eventful evening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not all for the better, but
Catfish. Trist, catfish for Keir.
doesn't mean that's a cut on the end there, though.
Le poisson! Chat. Oh, it's one of them all. I bet it's absolutely riddled with them. Riddler. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I've never seen one that small. But not exactly what we're here for, is it?
That was horrendous.
That did go for you.
That was horrendous. I literally just shit myself. Oh my god! I thought he was going to eat me then.
So, we're just setting up for a camera update. Sitting on the boat by the rod. And Trist has just had a melter. So, I wonder if this is a carp or another cat. Sunglasses.
Well, good morning. We were pretty much about to leave here. We'd made a decision, we'd made a plan, and yeah, we were pretty ready to leave. All three of us caught catfish last night. It was a funny one, it looked so good for it. We didn't see any shows that were 100% carp last night. So yeah, made the decision to go, and quite literally I was just pottering around packing gear up just before we did a piece of the camera, and you can see what's happened. So it's weeding me up now, so I'm actually going to go out in the boat. Could be a carp, could be a cat, I don't know. But it's not a tench. So we shall see. It's very, very weedy out there, so it's definitely going to be a case of getting the boat, sorting this out. Oh mate, so do I really do. That one last night, catfish didn't even cross my mind. That was out. If I can play it from the bank, that's what I want. But there's so much weed out there, it might not be an option. It is a carp. It's a carp. It's a carp, mate. It's only little, but it's a carp. with a load of weed on its face. Yes! Oh! Thank God for that. It's a cool looking one. It's not big though, but it is a carp and not a catfish or a tench. Turned into somewhat of a multi-species angler this trip. Well, how about that? That is a mega old one. Proper. Been through one hell of a life, I'd imagine. Mad carp, scales on it, scars on it, the colour of it. Proper bit of meat. But I think the decision's still made to move on to another lake, despite catching this one. But yeah, at least we can leave with a smile on our faces and undefeated. Let's go. When does your van come off the lease? Next year?
Yeah. Plenty of time to team up out of it.
Yes, that was the worst bit. Well done, Lou. Good driving.
Well, hello. As you can tell, we've jumped in the van now and we're heading to 2 more possible lakes that are kind of not too far of a drive away. A little bit of a drive, but a little bit of a drive away. Yeah, it's a bit painful to pull off of a lake that you've just caught a carp at, but we do have our reasons for it. I mean, we did catch a lot of catfish, and we don't have a huge quantity of bait with us, so we are getting through the bait. And you know, if we were to stay for another couple of nights, we'd certainly get through a lot more bait trying to wade through the catfish. And secondly, we're struggling really bad for charge for the boat. We bought 4 car batteries fully charged, and we've chewed through 3 already. So the last one we need to use to charge the camera batteries. So it's a bit of a tricky one. We learn every time we come, and we've certainly learned that we need to try and get the power situation sorted out so this thing doesn't happen again in the future, and probably bring a bit more bait, to be fair. But that said, you know, we ended on a high. We left the lake, mission accomplished in our eyes, to be fair, and on to the next lake. So we'll see what we see when we get there.
We have arrived at a complex of lakes that we found on the map, and they look really cool. But we don't know anything about them, so the only thing we can do is really look. Haven't seen anything yet. Probably been watching about 15 minutes. But they look promising, if I'm honest. There is another lake just down the track which is much bigger, which I think we're going to go and have a look at now. But there's definitely options here. It's just as long as we see something. Fingers crossed we do, because I like it here. Do you, Trist?
Very much so.
It's quiet. Not always a good thing, but
yeah, the water's clear.
Water's clear, and yeah, like I say, there's a few different options. Different styles of angling, I suppose, like smaller lakes, bigger lakes. So hopefully we can see one.
So what we're currently doing is we're all looking at different lakes, because I think we can fish them all. Looking at this one, goes right around to the left as well. Here's looking at that one. Lou's looking at that one.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You're right in there.
Protected from the elements. That's the shortest.
Oh, actually, I can't even remember. Oh, sick.
Hey.
That's definitely the shortest. Very minimal. But
Oh wait,
oh,
the same way. That's yours.
No. One was longer. 100%.
That was yours.
That was mine.
That was on the top.
That's the short straw.
Yeah, that is the short one.
Are you sure? Yeah.
No, he's dead.
Alright, sweet. So that's that.
Now we have no evidence of the straw.
Right, so hello, we are finally pretty much settled at a lake. We did go and look around a few in the end, and it's been a little while since I've updated the camera, but yeah, we're finally at a lake. We've got literally a few hours till dark, so we do have to get a wiggle on with getting the rods out. And yeah, on a lap round we have found fish. Decided to split up a little bit like you saw with the draw. Self and Kieran are in a very small little corner of the lake where we've got fish in front of us already. We're just about to start placing the rods. So yeah, it's looking good. There are fish about. It's a busy lake though. So whether they stay in this corner, we don't know. But yeah, we've seen shows. There's fish here now. So we need to get the rods out as quick as possible, as quietly as possible, and yeah, get some dinner on.
Very good morning. All of us are very happy this morning because we have all caught a carp each. We arrived at this lake yesterday evening, had a good walk around. It's quite busy compared to what we was on before, which was very quiet, but we found fish straight away. We acted on it. We all went our separate ways. Trist's right up the other end of the lake. Me and Lou are down the other end, but we're kind of separated a little bit. And yeah, got our rods out in good time before it was dark. Had a lovely spaghetti bolognese cooked by Louis last night, and then got an early night because we've all been very tired. It's been hard work. Got an early night, and yeah, this morning all three of us have woke up to a take. Scattered around early hours of the morning. Trist, I think, was first light. So we've got 3 lovely carp to show you this morning.
What a morning, and what a fish. Wicked carp, wicked lake. everything's falling into place nicely. Got another night left yet, so there's every chance we can have another one. Happy days, over the moon. If I do want to move swim, then I best pull my finger out because I've got rain due any minute now, so I'd rather do it in the dry. No, happy days, well happy.
Covered in.
Get in, Lou dog.
Where's it?
Not got much of a dorsal.
Yeah, that's what is it. Lovely carp, mate. Nice to see a mirror.
It is nice to see a mirror. We've been not unlucky, but we've had a lot of commons on these trips over the last year or so. So it's nice to get amongst a mirror. And I've seen a couple of other mirrors as well in here, so.
Well done, mate. Let's do it.
Well, finally managed to get myself a carp. Absolutely mint. Probably around 26, 27 pounds. Just off the rod there was a few fish showing last night. Little pop up and a scattering of boilie. Yeah, it didn't really take too long to go, to be honest. So I'm very happy. Finally got this trip off to a start with a lovely common.
$43.4, something like that. $43.4, something like that. Was definitely a very successful night for all three of us last night. What a lovely carp. Absolutely blown away, to be fair, by that one. That's the biggest one I've caught in quite a while. At this lovely public lake in France. Hopefully there's a few more of these to come. My arms are absolutely killing me. What a carp. Lovely.
Right then, what a day it's been. It's been good. We've all had fish and they've all been cool ones as well. That common that Louis had was mega. So yeah, I'm back in my swim now. Just got caught in the rain doing the pictures of that fish, and to be honest, I think I've made my mind up. I've been talking about moving all day and it's just started raining, but I'm gonna do it. To be honest, seeing the fish that we've all had now has actually exceeded expectations, I can't lie. I wasn't sure what to expect in this place, but yeah, that's definitely it's just definitely driving me harder than ever before. Certainly for this trip anyway. So I'm gonna do this pretty swiftly before the rain really sets in. I'm probably not gonna film much of it, maybe a couple of bits with a GoPro, but I'm gonna prioritise my fishing here because there's clearly some good carp to be had. I'm going to move down to my right where I saw fish last night and this morning, and yeah, not going to waste any more time. So here we go, let's do it, the final move of the trip, and hopefully it pays dividends. Pull me up, Barbara. Yes! I had a question in my mind whether I wanted to go to the swim that I had just chosen to go to, or one further up. So I put all the stuff on the barrow, got to that swim, I thought I'll have a quick look, and I've just seen 6 fish. We go again. Mate, these power barrows are the biggest edge.
Since I put that fish back, it's been raining, so we have had to duck under the old shelters. Had a bit of food, a couple of beers as well, just to sort of celebrate these. Finally, that all of us have got off the mark. I see that one as well. And yeah, absolutely like buzzing, to be fair. Yeah, really, really chuffed that we've all caught. That fish was really, really nice as well, that common. We do have one night left. We've got, it's probably about, what's the time, about 12? 1-ish? About 1-ish. So we've got, obviously, today, rest of the day, overnight, and then most of tomorrow, like into the early afternoon. So still a fair stint left in this session, to be fair. We only fished 2 rods each last night, me and Keir, because we literally set up on fish. We wanted to fish it in a, being as quiet and stealthy as we could, because we were fishing up right on top of them. So yeah, we only fished 2 rods each last night. So I had 1 rod in front of me where I'm now, and 1 rod down the end in a little gap. I've since moved both rods down into the little gap now, because I saw a little pack of them like right on the end of the wind. So I've got 2 rods in there, which has freed up a little bit of water here in front of us, plus everyone to the left of Keir, all the anglers that were here yesterday have packed up and gone now. So we've got this whole area, probably 3-4 acres, 3-4 acres of water to ourselves, maybe a bit more, to spread the rods out a bit. So yeah, I think 3rd rod will come out for me tonight. Are you putting 3 out tonight? 3 rods each tonight, and loads more water tonight, and a big wind. So fingers crossed, we can keep the bites coming.
So as you would have seen, I have made a late decision to make a move. It's fast approaching like the evening of our final night now. The wind is blowing an absolute gale. I've moved onto a spit, so basically I can't really get out of the wind, but it looks really good. This swim that I've chosen, it controls so much water. I've got one side of the lake here, the other side of the lake there. I've got snags in front of me. I've got reeds around this bay. So yeah, control a hell of a lot of water here. I can also see all of that water. So if anything is going on, I should be able to see it, which is obviously a bonus. But yeah, late decision, but I'm feeling good. Much better than where I was. I know I caught one out that swim, but I was limited to where I could fish, and probably got a bit lucky to have had one last night maybe. So going into the final night, Tris also made another move, I think. I think he's gone a bit further up to where he initially went. And I think Louis has changed his rods around also. And I think we're all going into the night fairly confident, really. Weather couldn't be better. Really windy, bit of rain, very low pressure as well. Typical big carp conditions. Hopefully they play ball. So once everything's sorted, rods are out, spots found, we're going to settle down and have some pesto pasta cooked by Louis again. Great chef, especially Italian dishes. Yeah, all looking forward to that. We haven't really eaten today because we've been so busy. Fish to sort out,
moving, etc. So yeah, a nice. I knew that wouldn't take long. It was perfect. Hard to tell, shallow water. They can't really do a lot, can they, other than skirt? Come here. What are you doing? Yes. Lovely stuff. Gamble paid off very quickly. It's not big, but it's a mint common. Yeah, lovely. Well, how about that? Even the carp want a bit of Louis pasta by the sound of it. Because just as we were talking to the camera, that rod I waded down the margin absolutely tore off. With this angry common, not massive, but it's another carp. Very quickly after that move as well. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Very happy. Hopefully, tonight brings a bigger one.
Well, you join me on the tail end of the second day of our trip. And what a trip it's been wicked. We've all caught, which, to be honest, can be a rarity, to be fair, especially when we don't have a real set plan, we are winging it. But yeah, all in all, it's a win so far, but still got another light left. And it might happen. It looks like it might happen. It's just started raining again. It's been on and off all day, and yeah, there's fish in the area. I've moved to swim earlier, like I said, and there's been fish in front of me all day. To be honest, I'm surprised I haven't had a take. Did a bit of stalking as well. Moved right down the end where I saw a couple of fish right close in. I actually saw them twice. The first time I went around there, they were sitting there, and I thought they're obviously just passing through because they are moving around quite a lot on here. And then went back again, and the same 3 fish were there. So I ran back, got a rod, put some bait in, but they were gone when I got back. So it may have just been pot luck I saw them again there, but it is what it is. In terms of my rods, I've used a baiting pole, something that I've brought into my fishing a fair bit over the last year. I can't say I've done it loads and loads because I've not done loads of fishing, but when I have used it, it's really opened my eyes to accuracy and just baiting arrangement, really. I mean, I like tight baiting as it is. I like to fish small spots, and more often than not, I do that with a spawn rod, which is absolutely fine, and I like to think I've got quite good at it. But honestly, it's a bit of faff a pole at times, especially when you could just underarm flick it. But it's not so much getting your rig out there as getting your bait on top of it accurately. And as I say, I've used it a bit more over the last year or so than I have done in previous years. And yeah, it's definitely something that's here to stay in my fishing. I think either that or get a bait boat, same sort of thing. But yeah, down the line, I'm quite enjoying the pole fishing at the moment. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap that up. The boys have just dropped me around my dinner, which is a huge edge because obviously we've got food to sort of share, like big pasta dishes and stuff like that. But I'm miles away, so I met him halfway, got the food, sitting there in the rain right now. So I'm not gonna let that get any wetter. I don't want to get any wetter, and I don't get the camera to get any wetter. So on that note, I'm gonna wrap it up and see you in the morning. Hopefully be another fish to show for the camera for one of us. morning. How about that for a character of a carp? Proper football. First of 2 last night. Another good night's fishing. Really, really enjoyable despite this being in the torrential rain just before it got light this morning. I actually slipped down the bank on my arse through stinging nettles to land this one. So yeah, might be forgetting this capture for a long time to come. Still got a rash on my arse from it. So yeah, happy days. Cool little carp. Wicked little starburst scales on it. And yeah, got a bigger one in the net just behind me. So. Go. It's a bit more like it. The bigger of the duo last night, and a lovely way to start our final day here. We've only got a few more hours of fishing really, so we're all going to make the most of it. I think Louis mentioned about maybe getting on the barrow and staying active. I'm going to walk up and down this bank and see if I can see any more opportunities in the edge, and I'm yet to speak to Kieran, but I'm sure he's going to make the most of the last few hours as well. So yeah, what a trip it's been. We've all caught fish of good quality as well. And yeah, it's left us in anticipation for the next one. I'm sure it won't be long. It's prime time of the year now, so.
I'm getting in behind you.
Yeah, cool.
Getting in behind you because I've woken up with my voice back today.
He's back.
Almost, anyway. Lovely ones.
It's worth saying, to be fair play to Lou, because
I've been ill.
no, not even that.
Oh.
Don't breathe on me.
Oh shit. Actually, when I laugh, I sound like a bloody witch too.
No, fair play to Louis, because you know, I am on the other side of the lake, and it just never makes the filming element of it easy. I could shoot it myself, but it's never going to be quite as good. Did cross my mind this morning, so yeah, no, genuinely thanks, mate, for coming around and helping out with the camera.
That's all right, mate.
We'd all do the same. We've all taken our shifts in the past. I'm sure I'll be able to repay the favour soon enough. So yeah, lovely job, mate.
Good trip, innit?
It's been a wicked trip, man.
Very
Wicked
good
lake. I like this place. It's like being in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, boy.
Good boy. Oh, on the next trip.
Well, very quiet night for me last night. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. I was never going to hear anything with the wind that we had last night. It was crazy. On this spit where I've got like both sides of the lake, it's very open, and the wind just kept changing from left to right. Yeah, and it was difficult to sleep, difficult to hear anything. And to be honest, I wasn't overly shocked that I didn't manage to catch anything last night. Yeah, it was savage conditions. And I just don't think they were here. To be honest with you, I just don't think they were here.
there we are. We're all pretty much packed up now, just waiting for that rain to stop. Got my brolly temporarily in place, just keeping my bits and bobs dry. And as soon as I get that gap in the weather, I think I'll do the final bit, get back to the van. We've got to be on the road in about an hour or so, so get a few more little B-roll clips, and yeah, that'll be it then. Cameras in the bag and we can head home. I personally really enjoyed this trip. I know the other boys have as well, but I think this has actually been one of my favourites. Two completely contrasting venues, two completely different ways of fishing, and yeah, that's me in a nutshell really. I love to mix it up the best I can, and it's brilliant. The first lake, big long distances, big lake, boat work. Yeah, that was a bit of a challenge initially, but once we found some spots, yeah, had a fish. Bearing in mind we were only there for one night, I think we did quite a good job to get one there. I know we had a few catfish as well. I never really had that issue in the past, in terms of fishing a lake where you have a lot of nuisance catfish. I think I've been quite lucky in that respect, but yeah, it's all part of the challenge and all part of the journey. And yeah, just to actually catch one before we left, we'd already made the decision that we were going to go. Perfecto. So yeah, as I said, love this trip. It's been brilliant, and this has left me absolutely gagging to get back out here. I'm sure it won't be long. Prime time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. This has been one of our favourites, so see you in the next one.